Thank you for allowing me to come give this presentation on evaluating architectural photographs and photographers. I'm Brian Parks, and my primary goal today is to assist those of you who select, hire, and work with architectural photographers and images. We will have a brief question and answer time at the end. However, I've recorded my dialogue so I can pause in between slides and address your questions. Everyone with a camera can call themselves a photographer, and images are subjective. So how do you select a photographer who is the right fit for your needs? Flip through the paper's New Homes section and you'll see a wide quality range of interior, exterior, view, and grounds photographs being used. Photographs help you brand your properties, and professional quality images help you rise above the competition. You'll only get one chance to make a first impression, and if the images don't motivate your prospects, it can cost you clients. Quality images allow your campaign to build your brand. The following is designed to help you know what to look for. I'm Brian Parks of Parks Creative. I opened my business in Bellevue as a commercial photographer in 1984, as personal computers became mainstream, and I was an early adopter of them and then Photoshop. My website is parkscreative.com. After years of specializing in product photography, but also producing architectural and other kinds of commercial photographs, I'm now pursuing architectural interiors and exteriors as my primary specialty. The questions and observations I've had in this specialty the last couple of years led me to conclude many could benefit from the following information. I hope you find this brief presentation helpful. Please contact me if I can be of more service. Finding the right fit. Ideally, you want to find a photographer you can guide, yet trust with artistic leadway. You will want to give adequate preparation details, on-site suggestions if attending the shoot, and helpful feedback afterwards for the betterment of future photos. These types of long-term relationships are the most mutually rewarding. Great architectural interiors and exteriors require a true craftsman who is a good technician and artist with style, as well as proficient in Photoshop. They should be a good value, experienced, reliable, fast working, available, quick to then deliver images, allow widespread use, and their personality be professional and organized. Our main considerations for today will be good technique, artistic style, and digital imaging skills. After all, aren't effective final images the foremost goal? Technique. Perspective control. A most elementary component is architecturally correct walls, as we perceive them naturally, avoiding convergence. Straight, parallel sides used to be achieved with bellows cameras, but PC shift lenses on digital SLRs are now commonly used. Photoshop has some perspective correction features. Perspective correction can also reduce horizontal converging lines, and all photos should be vertically corrected, unless for artistic reasons. The dead giveaway that a photographer is not mindful of or exercising perspective control is either permitting perspective distortion from tilting the camera or including too much ceiling and clipping the foreground in an attempt to avoid having to correct for distortion. Supplemental lighting, when required, should look natural, often mimicking the existing lighting. Distracting shadows, flat or dark images are often due to too little or too much photo lighting, and can be improved with additional lights. Sunlight can be artificially added when desired. Nearly all interior photos require supplemental lighting, as they are rarely lit evenly or pleasing enough for professional use as is. Balancing interior settings with bright sunlit views requires adding much interior flash, or merging of interior and window view exposures in Photoshop. Many times it's preferable to let windows go bright, especially when view or construction is unsightly. Shooting some at dawn or dusk when daylight dims can work as well. Color balance. Do your gray bath tiles look gray or orange? This usually indicates unadjusted white balance or lack of masking for mixed light sources, such as daylight and tungsten in the same image. Artistic style. This is a bit more intuitive. The photographer's creative eye and vision dictates composition, camera angles, time of day, and use of supplemental lighting. Various photographers use their skills and tools differently. Do you want edgy, elegant, dramatic, or peaceful imagery to work with? Some photographers are able to produce different styles. Look at their websites to get a feel for their eye and outlook, or ask to see more samples. Composition is the choice of camera angles, as well as framing the shot and cropping. Lens selection can greatly alter the impact as well. What is included and what is not? Are they balanced compositions, either symmetrically or asymmetrically? Creative problem solving is working within the limitations of the site and is par for the course. You who work with the images can exercise creativity in how the images are both cropped and used. Portrayal. Is the floor plan accurately portrayed? The mood conveyed? Do the photos tell the story well by capturing the essence of the home and neighborhood? What about the views? Was time of day chosen by observing and predicting the passing movement of sunlight and shadow? Focal point. Is the main emphasis of an image? It is one element which leads the viewer's eye throughout the image. Did the depth of field carry the focus, or is shallow focus used to isolate an element? Wide-angle lenses help capture more in limited spaces. However, misuse of ultra-wide lenses can distort scale, causing the foreground to pile up against the background. Consider intermixing with intimate settings, or shots that allude to spaciousness. Lifestyle images should reflect the primary demographic. Today's younger first-time buyers are sensitive to sincerity, so you may want to avoid obvious stock imagery. Lifestyle images taken in the actual home or settings are most effective. Digital imaging is the adjustment and enhancements of color balance, contrast, and retouching on images. Early adopters of Photoshop were color correcting and altering their images in the early 90s. However, many architectural photographers shooting 4x5 film were the last holdouts, so some have only started learning it in more recent years. RAW files are like working with an original negative and require application of a custom S-curve for contrast adjustment. Some photographers just deliver an automated JPEG rather than custom adjusted files from Photoshop. Masking and merging exposures can greatly enhance the impact and quality of images. Are realistic blue skies added? Or is Photoshop work unbelievable? It should be undetectable. Some unfinished construction is fixed with Photoshop in a few seconds, others a few hours, so ask your photographer if waiting for completion is even necessary. Are scuff repairs and touch-ups being provided on files and on the estimates? Other factors you'll need to evaluate for your situation might include pricing, an area that can be quite difficult to compare apples to apples. You'll need to discern the cost to quality value. Many photographers, especially specialists, charge based on usage, so you may have to pay additional fees as new opportunities arise. Time and material charges differ greatly. Some architectural specialists can often be cost prohibitive on smaller jobs or tighter budgets, especially given the current market during the continued subprime fallout. Keep in mind this is a comparatively minimal investment for what is at stake. Professional, elegant, influential images quickly pay for themselves, giving returns manyfold. One additional prospect that chooses your listing over another will more than pay for the cost difference of using a professional. Per shot cost. For comparison, you might consider figuring out your per shot cost average of previous photo shoots and incoming estimates. Since views are typically quicker, factor them in as in 0.5. Finished details in rooms already lit can be 0.5 as well. Larger rooms, like exercise rooms or recreational centers, take more time to light well, so factor them in as 1.5 shots. Exteriors may not require lighting like interiors, but scouting for the best camera angles may be necessary, so both are a factor of 1. Using such equations can help even out differences for comparison of various invoices and estimates and what you are paying per shot. Experience. Do they have a degree in photography, assistant training with other photographers, or are they self-taught? General photographers without much architectural experience may fall into common pitfalls and not produce the quality of images your industry is accustomed to. How many years have they been in business? They may even be known as an architectural specialist, but their images may give them away. Reliability. Are they reliable, showing up on time, following instructions, and returning emails promptly? Should you lose your files, are all photos backed up and double archived for safety? Is their working style fast and independent, minimizing times required of you or a sales manager and model home downtime? Availability. Are they easy to schedule in as model homes and exteriors become available? Are they local and usually in town? Prompt delivery. Are photos delivered the same day, next, or at least within 48 hours if consecutive shooting days? Can images be sent online, especially if one is needed for an ad deadline? Ownership. Providing a marketing firm and its clients with the ability to use images throughout a campaign as a service rather than as an all-out retail sale avoids Washington sales tax. The photographer will naturally need to retain rights to show their work to prospective customers, and it's only reasonable that third parties, such as a project's interior designer, architect, or roofer, should make their own arrangements with the photographer, should they want to purchase the right to use them for their own marketing. Personality. Are they professional and organized? Integrity and mutual trust are ideal. In conclusion, I hope the above considerations will aid you in selecting the best photographer for your needs and budget. A photographer with strong technical ability, an eye for artistic style, and honed digital imaging skills should yield images that are adjusted properly and ready for use in successful marketing campaigns. Look for a good value, one who is experienced in your field, yet not overqualified, is reliable, fast working on site, available, prompt to deliver, permits broad use, and perhaps even whose personality you enjoy working with. So take a look at your ads and websites in light of these considerations, perhaps even your photographer's website, and evaluate, is this the right fit?